Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and in this video we are going to make some Turkish stuffed flatbreads with ground beef, spinach, and feta. Now this particular recipe is a slightly modified version of one that is in the July/August 2020 issue of Milk Street magazine. One of the things that I really love about Milk Street, besides the fact that many of the recipes are international, is that a lot of them are keto right out of the gate, or easy enough to modify to make keto. And that's the case with this recipe, where really all we need to do is substitute in a low-carb tortilla to make this keto. We're going to be making this recipe two different ways. One of the ways will be using the Dash Mini Pocket Sandwich Maker and my homemade tortillas. Now, this is just a variation of the Tortilla 2.0 recipe, which I'll link to right up here. Essentially, this is just that recipe, but do not use the taco seasoning and do not use any sort of corn extract. We want this to just be a generic sort of flatbread tortilla. For the other version that we're going to do, we're going to use an air fryer. You can also pan fry if you want. You could probably do it in a convection oven as well. And for that, we're going to use some 10-inch carb balanced tortillas. Now, these are kind of dirty keto if you look at the ingredients, but they're still pretty tasty. I'm not here to judge. Use whatever tortilla you want. In the description down below, I will include a link to the recipe with the macros. You'll have to refer to the notes section at the bottom of the recipe where I'll talk about the difference in macros depending on what type of tortilla you use. So with that, let's get to making them, starting with my tortilla and the Dash Mini Pocket Sandwich Maker. To a 12-inch skillet, add 1 pound or between 450 and 500 grams of 90% lean ground beef. To this we will add 2.5 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon sea salt, 1/2 teaspoon coarsely ground black pepper, 3 tablespoons or about 50 grams of tomato paste, and 1/2 cup or about 120 milliliters of water. We'll cook this over medium heat until it's no longer pink. Now that our beef is no longer pink, we will add a 10-ounce package of chopped frozen spinach. We'll stir this in and continue cooking until the pan is dry. All right, this is looking pretty dry, so we are going to take this off the heat and transfer it to a bowl. And then we'll let this sit for 10 minutes to cool. Our meat and spinach has been cooling for 10 minutes, so now we are going to add 6 ounces or 170 grams of crumbled feta cheese. What we have for this mixture right now is a little over 2 pounds or a little bit shy of 1 kilogram, and in total, only 8 net grams of carbs in all of this. For the Dash Mini Pocket Maker, I trimmed off the top of each of these tortillas. We'll give it a spritz with some avocado oil. Add our mixture. Throw the second one on top and give that a little spritz. And we'll close her up. It has been 4 minutes, so I'm going to pop these out and onto a cooling rack. Now I'll trim off the edges. I typically take these scraps, brush them with a little avocado oil, and throw them into the air fryer till they get nice and crispy. Good on a salad. And now for the taste test. This still feels very hot, like I'm probably going to burn my mouth hot. That is tasty. I think with a little sour cream or some tzatziki, this would just be amazing. You could probably put some finely diced onion into this as well, but at just 3 net grams of carbs for 2 of these pockets, this is a keto win right here. So now let's whip up the air fryer version and see how it compares. I find that these tortillas aren't super pliable right out of the bag, but if you wipe them down with a little bit of water and then microwave them in a tortilla warmer, they get nice and soft. So I spooned about 4 ounces, or roughly 100 grams of my mixture onto this tortilla. And then we're just going to roll it up like a burrito. And then I'm going to bring my air fryer right here. We will set our air fryer to 360 degrees and get it preheating. And we'll pop this into our air fryer, give it a little spritz with some avocado oil, and we'll check on this in about 4 minutes. It's been 4 minutes, so let's give it a peek. I'm thinking another little spritz of avocado oil here. And we'll check on it again in another 3 or 4 minutes. It has been an additional 4 minutes. That is looking good to me. I'm going to power this off. Transfer to a plate. I'm actually going to slice this on the cutting board here. Ooh, looks good. And then I've got a little tzatziki here. This is just the Kirkland brand, but it's ridiculously easy to make, and only 1 gram of carbs per 2 tablespoons. Oh my goodness. The tzatziki on this takes this to a whole nother level. I mean, between the dill and the cucumber and the creaminess of the Greek yogurt, it does such a great job balancing the cumin in this. And oh my goodness, it's just, this is fantastic. It's like a gyro, but without being overpowering. I find lots of times when I eat a gyro, it doesn't take very much of it before I'm kind of sick of it because it just brings a little too much. This is very, very well balanced. In fact, I may need to do a video next week on making tzatziki at home, since I've got a ton of cucumbers and a ton of dill out in my garden. Now I have a special guest here, my wife, Terry.
Hi.
And she's pretty honest too, kind of like Courtney when it comes to tasting stuff. So if she doesn't like this, you'll know that I was just faking it. Do you trust me to give you a bite?
Yes.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Would you go so far as to say awesome?
Awesomeness.
There you go.
Awesome.
So there you go, a Turkish stuffed flatbread recipe that will actually yield probably somewhere between 8 and 10 servings. And depending on what type of tortilla you use, you could be looking at anywhere between 3 net grams of carbs and probably 6 net grams of carbs per serving. But like I said, I will have all of that information out on my website, linked below in the description. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber already, tap that subscribe button. If you want to be notified whenever I release a new video, hit the bell and select all notifications. And finally, if you'd like to help contribute to the success of the Serious Keto channel, click the join button and see what membership options are all about. Thanks for watching.